Hi there, we're Melina and Josef, and we're so happy on this picture because we just got the keys to our new house or property with this big house on it. So we started with cleaning up the garden that was almost a jungle, and we found this extra little house on the property, which we started to demolish because we had plans to rebuild it. So that's what this video is going to be showing, mainly when we're tearing down the house and building the new foundation.
As you can see here, we started off by taking down the roof of the house. This smaller house we think was built in the 50s or 60s and had been used mainly as a guest house and for storage.
Oj, oj. Nu ska vi inte trilla ner, Melina. Det blir ingen bra idé.
So everything needed to be redone anyway, and we wanted also to have a house that has a modern building standard. So the reason why we are demolishing the house like this instead of just bulldozing it is because by taking it apart in pieces like this, we can partly save some of the things like that we want to save, like the bricks. And it also gives us the opportunity to burn the wood instead of having to throw it in a bin, which would have added a lot of transportation costs and cost for just throwing everything away. So we only ordered one bin that we threw away the roofing material, the clay roof, and other than that, and also for parts of the foundation of the house, we also threw in a bin. But the rest of the building material we either saved or could burn on site. So here you can see Melina saving some of the bricks, and actually many of the bricks that we took from this house were handmade, so they're probably much older than the house itself, and was used in another house before, because the bricks must have been more than 200 years old. So we demolished the house over the course of several weekends. Both Melina and I, we work full time, so we only had time to work on this house on Saturdays and Sundays. But it took us approximately 2 months, a little bit more than 2 months, to demolish the house completely, working on weekends. So now it was time to start digging for the new foundation, and here, instead of hiring a small digger myself, I decided to hire a guy who knows how to use a digger properly, and that has a much bigger machine to save time, because especially since I can only work in the weekends, then this would have taken me forever. The first step was to dig away all organic soil from where we wanted to put the foundation for the new house, and the reason for that is because the organic soil is not stable, so it's not a good foundation for a house. And then after that, we put geofabric to separate the gravel that we put later from the ground underneath. And the gravel we put to create a capillary barrier from the ground and the foundation, because the water from the ground, or the moisture from the ground, cannot be sucked up through the gravel. So it creates a certain moisture barrier for the foundation. So here you can see Melina is driving what is called like a dumper, a small mini dumper, to distribute all the gravel, and I am going around with a laser level and a rake to even everything out. And then I use a compactor to compact the gravel afterwards. So this is a back and forth process where we put out some gravel and then compact it, and then maybe put out some more and make sure that everything is level, and then have to go back and forth and until everything is all gravel is completely level, and then making sure to go back and forth many times with the compactor so that everything is completely stable and compacted. Now we finally got our first delivery for the foundation of the house. So the method we chose was L sections to create the mold, which is a very common way of making a small house foundation in Sweden. So the sections are placed out on the gravel to create the mold for the concrete. And the sections already have a cement board on the outside and also polystyrene insulation on the inside. And then you fill the space inside with polystyrene insulation as well. So the amount of insulation in total will be 300 millimeters of polystyrene insulation under the slab, and then there will be a thicker portion, a concrete beam around the perimeter of the mold, with where you only have 100 millimeter insulation to create reinforcement under where the outer walls will be placed. So you can see when we were finally finished with the reinforcement and the beam perimeter around the mold. We are finally having the pouring day for the concrete slab, where the truck came and Melina was vibrating the concrete around in the beam, and I was raking the concrete around. And we took turns using the laser level to make sure everything was level. And then it was just a lot of work with evening out the slab and making sure it's as even and nice as possible. And neither Melina or me are concrete experts, so we did the best we could to create a nice surface finish on the slab. Even though the surface finish did not turn out like 100%, but the evenness was, we were really happy with the evenness, which is actually the most important, since we will put flooring on top of the slab anyway. So the surface finish is not that critical, but the evenness is very critical. In the next video, we'll show you when we built our water waste management system.